Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events in our province as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the afternoon of September the 8th, the working delegation of the Ministry of Ethnic Minorities and Religions, led by the alternate member of the Party Central Committee, Deputy Minister of Ethnic Minorities and Religions, even there had a working section with the People's Committee of TayNinhTV province and departments and branches on the situation of ethnic and religious affairs in the province. Welcoming and working with the delegation, there was the member of Standing Committee of Provincial Party Committee and Vice Chairman of Provincial People's Committee, Đoàn Trung Kiên. The report at the working section said that after the arrangement of provincial level administrative units, TayNinhTV has a natural area of over 8,536 square kilometers, a population of over 3.25 million people, and there are about 17 ethnic minorities in the area with more than 36,900 people, accounting for 1.13% of the population, with 11 religions, nearly 1.3 million followers, accounting for nearly 40% of the population. The belief and religious activities are basically stable, complying with the legal regulations and closely associated with accompanying the nation. For the National Target Program on the Socio-Economic Development of Ethnic Minority Areas from 2021 to 2025 period, TayNinhTV has disbursed more than 33 billion Vietnam dong, reaching nearly 62% of the plan, and the program has contributed to improving the infrastructure, improving the people's lives, reducing the poverty, and preserving the traditional cultural identity. However, the province also faces difficulties in personnel. The staffing at the grassroots level is still lacking, and some capital sources are still dispersed slowly. Speaking at a meeting, the member of Provincial Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Đoàn Trung Kiên, affirmed that the locality always pay attention to ethnic and religious affairs, and at the same time proposed that the Ministry of Ethnic Minorities and Religions support the training of guides the application of information technology, build a database on ethnic minorities and religions, and adjust policies in accordance with reality. Concluding the meeting, the Deputy Minister even highly appreciated the sense of responsibility and synchronization in ethnic and religious affairs of TayNinhTV province. Acknowledged the results achieved in implementing legal documents and national target programs. He suggested that the province continue to promote achievements, pay attention to the fields of health, education, and culture associated with ethnic and religious affairs, review and promptly supplement the team of community-level course and focusing on professional training ready to support the grassroots. And previously, in the morning of the same day, the working delegation of Ministry of Ethnic Minorities and Religions, led by the alternate member of the Party Central Committee and the Minister of Ethnic Minorities and Religions, even inspected the implementation of state management work in the fields of ethnic minority, religious, and the belief work in Long Chữ and Phước Vinh communes. At the meeting, the representatives of Long Chữ and Phước Vinh communes reported on the operation of the local governments at the two levels in the past time and the implementation of the state management work in the field of ethnic minority, religious, and belief work in the localities. At the same time, it reflected the disadvantages and characteristics of border communes, the socio-economic infrastructure, the lives of ethnic minorities, etc., and made recommendations to consider and issue additional specific policy for the areas with the ethnic minorities and allocate additional capital to continue investing and upgrading infrastructure. Concluding the meeting, Deputy Minister of Ministry of Ethnic Minorities and Religions, even acknowledged the efforts of Long Chữ and Phước Vinh communes in promptly implementing the party guidelines, policies, and laws of the state right after implementing the two-level local government model. And the Deputy Minister requested the members of the working group, the People's Committee of the TayNinhTV province and related departments and branches to continue to accompany and remove difficulties within their authority, at the same time fully synthesize the recommendations of the locality to advise the Ministry of Ethnic Minorities and Religions as well as the Provincial People's Committee to consider and result, ensuring that they are suitable to practical needs, meeting the legitimate and legal aspirations of the people. And ladies and gentlemen, to promote digital transformation in management and operational duties, the People's Committee of the Province has recently agreed on the proposed contents of the Department of Science and Technology on the implementation of building and connecting data to serve the direction and operation of Provincial People's Committee. Accordingly, the Provincial People's Committee assigned the Department of Science and Technology to be the standing agency coordinating with the affairs of Provincial People's Committee and related departments and branches to advise on the establishment of a working group to review and predetermine the indicators in accordance with the instruction of the Government Affairs. On that basis, build scenarios for connecting and exploiting data to serve the direction and operation of the provincial leaders. The affairs of Provincial People's Committee is responsible for controlling the results of determining the index, advising the chairman and vice chairman of Provincial People's Committee to give specific opinions on each area of responsibility, ensuring that the direction and operation work is carried out effectively based on the digital data platform. The Standing Committee of the Provincial Party Committee has just issued a directive on strengthening fire prevention, firefighting, and rescue in the area. Accordingly, the party committees, authority agencies, and units must identify this as an important and regular task closely linked to the socio-economic development and the people's safety.
The Provincial Party Committee requires continuing to thoroughly grasp and strictly implement the party's policies and the state laws on fire prevention and firefighting, focusing on inspection and supervision, especially at business establishments with high-risk conditions such as karaoke, bars, hotels, and motels. At the same time, strictly implement the 4 on-site motto in preventing and handling incidents. In addition, sectors and localities need to innovate the form of disseminating knowledge and skills on fire prevention and fighting to the people. In addition, sectors and localities need to innovate the form of disseminating knowledge and skills on fire prevention and fighting to the people, organize regular drills, and build a movement for the whole population to participate in staff prevention and staff management in the community. The work of timely recommendation, rewards, and strict handling of violations is also emphasized. The Provincial Party Committee assigns the Provincial Public Security Party Committee to preside over and closely coordinate with agencies, units, and localities to strengthen inspection, guidance, and resolutely suspend the operation of establishments that violate fire and explosion safety conditions.
And by the end of the first 6 months of 2025, the total export value of the agricultural sector has reached over $45 billion and is forecast to reach $65 billion this year. From a poor and food deficient country, Vietnam has risen to become the world's leading suppliers of food and foodstuffs. Along with 80 years of formation and development of the country, Vietnamese agriculture has also transformed into an agricultural export powerhouse, and this process is clearly demonstrated at the national exhibition with the theme 80 years of developing agriculture environment for the national prosperity and sustainable future. This exhibition is a comprehensive picture of the 80-year journey of the agricultural sector. From a backward and undernourished agricultural sector, we have risen to become an economic pillar, firmly ensuring the food security and standing among the world's leading countries in rice, coffee, cashew nuts, pepper, seafood, wooden products, and many types of fruits also. In the recent years, the face of countryside has completely changed and the gap between the rural and urban area has narrowed, while ensuring political stability, social transformation, and economic accumulation has been very good in the industrialization process. In the new period, it can be said that we are reaching the finish line with the industrialization process to turn our country into a modern country. In the next 10 years, it is a period of very strong development in industry, services, urban economy, and urbanization. Experts also predict that there is still a lot of room for agricultural development. Based on the achievements that have been made, in the coming period, Vietnamese agriculture can also reach the new heights in terms of product value as well as brand position globally. Exhibition on an area of over 1,000 square meters at the National Exhibition Center. On customers came to visit and buy a lot of goods. Some businesses told me that wherever they brought their goods, they sold out. It is an opportunity for us to introduce to international visitors and domestic consumers the specialty products of 7 ecological regions. If we can promote the results of more than 40 years of restructuring and the value of 7 ecological regions, we will step up to a new level in agricultural exports. And through the exhibition of 80 years of achievements, the agricultural sector also wants to send a message about a green, modern, and sustainable future, in which we firmly develop agriculture towards a circular economy, real emissions, strongly apply science, technology, and digital transformation to enhance the value and global competitiveness. At the same time, the industry is also associated with the goal of building prosperous rural areas, preserving the culture, protecting the environment, and preserving the ecosystem for the future generations.
The practice of law in TayNinhTV province is making great strides, both in quantity and quality. This shows the important role of the team of lawyers in ensuring justice and contributing to the overall development of society. According to statistics, TayNinhTV province has over 300 member lawyers, 66 law attorneys, and 84 law practice organizations. In addition, there are 33 branches of law organizations from other provinces registered to operate. The team of lawyers has effectively supported people and businesses in many fields, from economics, commerce, criminal, civil, to labor and marriage. Their presence has helped protect the legitimate rights and interests of individuals and organizations. State management has also been strengthened with regular inspection and supervision. This contributes to improving the quality of legal services. Lawyers also actively participate in propaganda, contribute to lawmaking, and provide legal aid services, free consultation for disadvantaged people.
Implementing the policies of reforming administrative procedures and applying the digital technology in the health sector from 2022 to present, TayNinhTV province has deployed the use of chip-embedded citizen identification cards and the National Electronic Identification Application (TTVNEWS) to replace the paper health insurance cards when examining and treating the patients. Accordingly, up to now, the rate of people in the province using chip-embedded citizen identification cards or TTVNEWS for health insurance examination and treatment has reached over 93%. The implementation brings many conveniences in helping the patients reduce waiting time, limit the paperwork, and at the same time, improve the safety and accuracy in managing personal information and medical examination and treatment data. Along with that, the medical facilities in the province have been trained and equipped with the ID card reading and scanning devices, ensuring the seamless connection with the National Population Database and the Health Insurance Database. The Health Department also focuses on propaganda to help the people get used to this form and at the same time has solutions to support the elderly and the people with difficulties in the electronic operation. And located in Lung Hoa Commune of TayNinhTV province in Sanchez, the Long Hoa Prison Department of C10 Ministry of Public Security has always done a good job of detention and education so that the prisoners can study, work, and reform in pairs to soon return to reintegrate into the community. Each prisoner who comes to Long Hoa prison to serve the sentences has different circumstances and mistakes. Understanding that the officers and wardens at the unit always determined to educate, reform, and influence prisoners not only through the discipline but also through love and responsibility. Since then, many prisoners have understood their past mistakes, strive to serve their sentences and work and reform well to have the opportunity to receive the leniency policies from the party in the state, soon return to the families and reintegrate into the community. On the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the National Day of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Long Hoa Prison has 244 prisoners enjoying special amnesty policy according to the decision of the President to return to their families and society. When I first entered the prison, it was really difficult for me to integrate into the environment. But thanks to the staff here, they were also dedicated in their advice, they guided and instructed me, which gave me a lot of motivation to reform and get a good right. In addition, my family also encouraged me a lot, so my spirit was very secure to focus on working, so I got the opportunity for special pardon like today. In the past, I have reformed and served my sentences at Long Hoa Prison and have reformed well the regulations of the detention facility. I have strictly followed the regulations to enjoy the leniency policies, and today I am granted special pardon to return to my family and the society. When I return, I will go to school to take a job and then do it for the family. The amnesty is an opportunity and recognition, an encouragement for those who truly repent, reform, and are determined to start over. I plan to still apply for the same job as before, just my previous office jobs, so I will try. And in the past, I did not have the ability to think deeply and thoroughly, but now I have more material in thinking. 244 prisoners of Long Hoa prisons who received the amnesty decision, also 244 families who received the common joy of the reunion day. But it is just the beginning of the party rehabilitation. There will still certainly be difficulties and challenges that require those who have served their sentences to have enough strength and determination to overcome, to move forward to the future. The Long Thanh Airport is expected to be commercially exploited in the first half of 2026, with the goal of completing the phase 1 by the end of 2025. And to achieve this milestone, the important work such as the passenger terminal, the runway, approach, and navigation system are being accelerated.
According to information from Vietnam Airports Corporation, the first technical flight is expected to take place on December 19, 2025 to test navigation signals and ensure safety before putting the airport into commercial operation. Currently, the remaining problem is about 300 meters of length at the intersection of National Highway 51 that has not been handed over. As long as Dong Nai has over enough land in early October, the construction unit will speed up construction, ensuring completion on schedule to serve the airport's exploitation. The Airport Corporation also prepares synchronous human resources, ensuring international standards for a 5-star airport.
And according to the data just announced by General Statistics Office, the total foreign investment capital registered in Vietnam as of the end of August of 2005, including newly registered capital, adjusted registered capital, and capital contribution value, share purchase of foreign investors reached for $26.1 billion US, up to 27.3% over the same period last year. Specifically, newly registered capital of 2,534 licensed projects with a registered capital reaching over $11 billion US, up to 12.6% over the same period last year in terms of the number of projects, and down to 8.1% in terms of registered capital. Adjusted registered capital has 996 projects licensed from the previous year's register to adjust investment capital to increase by $10.6 billion US, up to nearly 86% over the same period last year. Notably, according to the General Statistics Office, FDI capital realized in Vietnam in the first 6 months of 2005 has estimated at $15.4 billion US, up to 8.8% over the same period last year. This is the highest FDI capital realized in the 8 months in the past 5 years. And ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, thanks to the participation of the community, afforestation work in Lagos Samak National Park of the Ninh Province has achieved many important results. This activity not only brings practical results in environmental protection, but also creates additional income for the household directly involved in forest protection. This is Mr. Trần Anh Tuấn family. His family is one of the first households in Tân Biên District, the old Tân Biên District 1, to participate in forest planting contract since 1993, with an area of 20 hectares of planted forests in Lagos Samak National Park. And to improve the economic efficiency, Mr. Tuấn family has focused on improving the forest land area, converting to a forest planting model with acacia trees, and coordinating with the management board to protect and preserve the natural forest. In addition to afforestation, his family is also contracted to do additional tasks of protecting, caring for, and preventing and fighting forest fires. And thanks to the potential and advantages of the forest on the average, each year Mr. Tuấn family earned nearly 100 million Vietnam dong from planted forests. They are the colleagues and the brothers who protect the forest and prevent the fires, and technical brothers who have supported the seeds, fertilizers and pesticides for the plants to grow. And if we spread out on the average, we will get from 90 to 100 million Vietnam dong per year. And the income will be available every year. So our children will have the chance and the condition. They will study properly and we will plant forests, combined with creating the greenest place for society. And the second thing is that our income is also good. And the third thing is to improve our living environment. Local Samak National Park has a total area of over 30,000 hectares and green, 23,500 hectares of buffet zones, and that is one of the important special yellow forests and unique nature reserves in Vietnam. In 2025, the local Samak National Park Management Board will plant nearly 39 hectares of new forests according to the target assigned by the province in order to stabilize the income for the contracted participants, contribute to increasing the coverage, creating a cool landscape, and minimizing environmental pollution. The Management Board has implemented a plan to implement civic cultural measures to treat the round cover and accelerate rates to create a growing space for the native plant, carry out replacement afforestation and convert model forests with acacia trees. In August, the Management Board planted over 212 hectares of forest, an increase of nearly 23 hectares compared to the previous month. And these results are thanks to the contribution of the people in planting, caring for and protecting the forest. I'm very happy that the people have the contracts and work together and have the income from contracts with the National Park and join hands with the National Park to protect the local forest resources. Afforestation is not only a way to develop family economy but also brings long-term benefits to the environment. When forest trees are considered assets, the people will be aware of protecting and caring for them. In thereby, the bare land and hills are covered with the green forest and green trees and contributing significantly to environmental protection and promoting the local socio-economic development also. And that's all for today, TV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.